Good evening, people. Here we are on day 11 of my Shocktober. Oh, let me just show you my t-shirt before I start. Look. Whoop. And it's all puppies. Well, not those type of puppies. Doggies. So, yeah. Day 11 of my Shocktober reviews, and today we are reviewing Baskin, which was actually an edition of my own based on a recommendation during our Horror Hangout stream a couple of months back. And boy, am I glad I watched this movie. I will try and discuss this without spoilers. If I feel the need to give you spoilers, I'll tell you before I do. I'll give you plenty of warning. So, what can I tell you about this movie? Right, this is a Turkish movie, so subtitles here. This is taken from, there was originally a short film of the same name, and then they made a longer movie, thank goodness, because just get this out of the way right away. I loved this movie. I thought this movie was amazing, and I hadn't actually heard of this one before. I'm sure it was Dave Maggot and possibly Jason from Horrific Nightmares that were discussing this movie. Not 100% sure, but oh my goodness. So, this is a Turkish film that follows a group of police officers. We start the film as they sit in like a restaurant, a diner, having something to eat, laughing, having a bit of man talk, as you do. So amongst those police officers in the restaurant, we have two that sort of are very significant to the plot, are Ardas and Remzi. Remzi is Ardas's uncle. Ardas, is it Ardas? Yes, Ardas lost his parents to a car crash when he was a child, and he was taken in by his uncle. So they're coppers together. So the movie starts just pretty normally. A lot of people have said slowly, but I like the build-up for the character play. But we sort of get to know not entirely nice side of some of these police officers, because we always think police officer, good, does the right thing, is, you know, just, all the rest, but in this case not always. But these men have a very sort of close relationship. They've obviously worked together for a long time, and they are given a call for backup to a nearby village called Inkignak. This is Turkish, and Inzikak? I don't know. Anyway, they're given a call to a nearby village for some backup, and the movie follows what happens en route and when they get there. And oh my life, this is going to be so difficult to review without telling you what happens. The movie starts off and we get a kind of an uneasy feeling as we follow these police officers, and it sort of feels unsettling. It feels, you're just not sitting down watching something that's all sweetness and light. You have this undertone that's just there from the very start of the movie where you think, something's not right here. There's something weird going on. They go in a van en route to back up probably colleagues in the nearby area, and all hell kicks off. I don't want to say exactly what happens. When they get there, there's an abandoned building. They go inside, and stuff happens en route as well, which I'm not going into. You're going to say, but you're supposed to be reviewing this thing, Lacey. Yes, I'm not meant to tell you everything that happens. I'm supposed to give you a rough synopsis and what I thought. So they get there, and the first thing they're greeted with is a policeman banging his head against a wall in just torment. So they're sort of like, what the hell am I going to see in here that's made this man behave this way? And we just delve into the depths of all that is hellish when we get to that stage. Right, I don't want to give you any other specific plot lines if you haven't seen this. I have a tendency, when someone recommends a movie to me, I will go in with knowledge that it's good and I know the name. That's it. I won't even watch a trailer. I don't like to know anything, and I went into this knowing nothing, and to be honest, it's how I liked it. I think I enjoyed it a lot more. So what can I tell you about the acting? Is fantastic. Obviously it's subtitled, so if that's an issue for you, you might, you know, struggle with that, but please don't, because some of the gems in foreign cinema that you miss out on from not tolerating subtitles, and I think you do need to hear it in the original language, because when something's dubbed, it loses all of its you have to depend on those voice actors being as good as the actual physical actors on screen, and generally that's not the case. So something that's quite a decent movie could come across as being terrible because you've got bad voice actors dubbing over the top, so try not to do that. So the lighting in this movie is very atmospheric, is very gritty, is nothing's crystal clear, everything's very, as I said, creepy, eerie, gritty, and that only intensifies as the movie goes on. We go from that feeling of eerie, unsettling, just weirdness, just into a big fat nightmare is the only way I can describe this to you. It is bloody, it is gory, it is cringy, it is surreal in places. It's a good way to describe this would be nightmarish. It's like one of your worst nightmares that makes no sense. That's how it is. And you're just seeing image after image of just horrifying things, which if you're a horror hound and you like your horror, it's like one half of you's going, oh my god, what am I looking at? And the other half of you's going, this is incredible. Oh my god, this is just like a nightmare. Which, to me, the perfect horror movie, you should feel that way. And this just delivers in spades. What else can I tell you? This was shot in 28 days. So some of the scenes in this required some nudity, and they did have to shoot in some very conservative villages, which probably have quite strict rules on religion and that sort of thing. So they said that was quite a task with the shooting of the movie. One particular scene set in the water took an entire half evening to film, which can't have been pleasant for the actor involved. This isn't a spoiler, there's one main bad guy in this movie. He's referred to as Father and Baba in this. He's got a very, very distinct appearance. He actually has a very rare skin condition. I think it's in 1 in 30 million people suffer from this, and he looks very different. His character is based on, I've written this down, Colonel Kurtz from Apocalypse Now. This is actually this actor's first role. His name is, and I apologise for what I'm just about to do, Mehmet Serahoglu. Serahoglu. This is his debut performance, and oh my goodness, wow, this guy's fantastic. He was asked by the director of this movie, the director Can Everall, he was asked to sit down and watch, just to give you an idea, Nightmare on Elm Street, Hellraiser, Apocalypse Now and The Descent. The director asked him to sit down and watch these movies to prepare for his portrayal of Baba in the movie, and he is one badass mofo. He really is. Some of the things that he does and some of the gore is just, you know, like that. When one particular part of gore plays on the screen, there's little things that you'll pick up as you watch this if you like your horror movies. The soundtrack to Cannibal Holocaust plays in the background for one particular scene, so you'll probably have picked that up if you've seen this movie. And it is gory, and it is horrible and unsettling and terrifying and nasty, but it's not torture porn, it's not a gore fest only. It's got so many other sides to it. I've written down, I write these things down as I'm watching. It's got dream sequences, it's surreal in places, it's got a lot of symbolism, it's got a lot of references to religion, to culture, to sin, to fate and to death. It's an awful lot deeper than it perhaps appears on the surface, and there's a lot more going on there to think about, and the director lets you think an awful lot yourself and draw your own conclusions in places. I have read some theories as to what people feel symbolism is in the movie. Obviously I'll not discuss this here, I don't want to spoiler with you, but oh my goodness, I really recommend you watch this if you like your horror, because it's just unlike anything I've seen before. And I was horrified and amazed and delighted all at the same time. And that's just how I want to feel when I'm watching a horror movie. Just let's say some of these officers befall a nasty fate in this movie. And manners in which they may die in some way symbolism or reflect on a sin that they perhaps discussed earlier on in the movie in that little cafe when they're having a bit of man talk about different things, and certain less than appealing aspects of their psyche, of their personality, ends up being a bit of a comeuppance at the end. This movie also, how it ended, I didn't see coming, and I absolutely loved it. I honestly can say when the credits rolled on this movie, my mouth was actually open. It was like, I didn't see it, I had no idea, and I adore it. And it's one of those that doesn't entirely make sense right away. It's one where you have to think about it. It's one where it makes you think about it. You want to think about it, and I can't say, honestly, watch this movie. It's just so good. I'm gonna stop waffling because I've went on for long enough. If I were to score this one out of 10, I'm gonna give it a 9, which makes it the top score so far in all the movies I've watched this month. Thoroughly recommend it, thoroughly enjoyed it. The debut performance by the actor who plays Baba, I'm not having another go at his name, just amazing. He really deserves all the commendations for his performance, especially being his debut with no acting experience at all, and he pulls this nasty, nasty ass mofo out of thin air. So yeah, watch it. Have you watched it? What did you think if you've seen it? I know Jason from Horrific Nightmares said he really enjoyed this one, so yeah, Jason absolutely loved this. So yeah, tell me in the comments what you think if you've seen it. Does it sound like something you'd enjoy? Hopefully you're enjoying my reviews so far this month. As usual, when I sign off here, I'm going to leave you a list of names of my friends who are also doing 31 Days of Horror. There are other people also doing a lot of videos, maybe not strictly speaking reviews every day, but check out sort of all my regular Horror Hangout buddies, and most of them are doing something around the Halloween season. We also released the intro for November, 4 or 3 from the Grave, next month's review / kill count / movie facts, and it's going to be Thanksgiving. I don't know what I've let myself in for. I've seen clips. It's not going to be good. Honest to God. Right, anyway, we'll leave it at that. I will see you tomorrow for my next review, which is What Keeps You Alive. I've wanted to see this for so long. I've held off on watching this one for so long because I knew it was on my list. So finally I get to watch What Keeps You Alive. That was recommended for me or requested by Creslia. Hope I'm pronouncing that properly. So I will catch you tomorrow with what I thought about that one. And for now, over and out from Lisa Loves.